Reached an intermediate level in Spanish, then delving into Spanish language cinema is a must. Fortunately, the Spanish-speaking world has a wealth of films that are not only critically acclaimed, award-winning pictures, but also excellent for the intermediate Spanish student. Now, of course, it would be difficult to find a movie where you'd know 100% of its vocabulary, and you might get a bit lost in some of the conversations, but the critical thing is to get your ear in tune with the language. You'll also pick up lots of new words and phrases and ways of saying things along the way. Besides, Spanish language movies can be a powerful source of motivation to ultimately push you on towards fluency. Now, you might also wonder whether you should watch Spanish films with subtitles. I'll answer that question at the end of the video. Right, so let's get to that list. Here are 9 fantastic Spanish movies that are perfect for an intermediate learner. Número 1. Amores Perros. This is a famed, award-winning Spanish language film about the perils of love across 3 intersecting stories. There are 3 separate storylines, but it's actually a pretty easy movie to follow, even if you don't get all of the Mexican jargon. And on the plus side, you'll be using Mexican slang in no time after watching this film. Número 2. Relatos Salvajes. A black comedy from Argentina about life's choices, where 6 separate short films demonstrate the consequences of violence, dishonesty, impulsivity, and revenge. Similar to Amores Perros, the short stories featured in this film, many of which are focused on the characters' actions rather than the consequences, makes it easy to digest. A real bonus of this movie is learning how Argentine Spanish flows and how it's distinct from that of other Latin American countries. Número 3. Mar Adentro. This Academy Award-winning film is a true story based on the life of Ramon San Pedro, a quadriplegic who fights in favour of euthanasia for nearly 30 years so that he may end his own life. It is by all means a thought-provoking feature film that merits its critical acclaim. At times, the dialogue can be complex, but the story is so captivating you won't get bored even if you don't understand everything. Número 4. La Nana. This successful Chilean film is particularly well known for its star actress Catalina Saavedra and her interpretation of The Maid. It is a brilliant and award-winning comedy drama portraying domestic workers and the intimate role they play in their employers' homes. Being a comedy drama picture, the plot is simple enough to follow so that even if you don't get all the jokes, you'll still understand it. It's also refreshing to hear the Chilean accents, as Mexico and Spain tend to dominate Hispanic cinema. Número 5. Eres, Llena de Gracia. This Colombian-American collaborative effort is a critically acclaimed film that centres on the drug trade and the precarious decision a young girl makes in an attempt for a better life. Fun fact, its lead actress, Catalina Sandino Moreno, was nominated in the Best Actress category at the Oscars for this film, the first time a Spanish-language film was ever nominated in that category. The film's thrilling story is pretty straightforward. Plus, the Colombian accents portrayed here are also clearer and easier to understand for those who struggle with other dialects. Número 6. La Misma Luna. This Mexican-American drama is the tale of a mother and son's separation and quest for reunification in the context of illegal migration between the United States and Mexico. It's an all-too-common story, and its relevance today means that its plot will captivate you. Even though it's more of a Mexican film than anything else, the dialogue is not too overburdened with Mexican slang and is simple to understand, perfect for an intermediate-level student. Número 7. El Laberinto Del Fauno. Now, it's such a popular film that you may have already seen this Oscar-winning fantasy drama film set just following the Spanish Civil War. In it, a dark fairy tale unfolds for a young girl who must navigate an enchanted labyrinth. It won numerous Academy Awards at the time of its release and is probably one of the Hispanic world's most well-known films among English-speaking audiences. Since it's a fantasy film, the fascinating cinematography will keep you watching, and the narrative language is akin to a fairy tale, which will help you understand the plot more easily. Número 8. Volver. Another must-see from Spain, this is an intergenerational story about one family brought to life by a matriarch's ghost. The female-centered film is perfect for students hoping to pick up Spain's colloquial language without getting lost in the dialogue. To be fair, there is a lot of dialogue, but it's not too heavy on the jargon, and the story is still really entertaining and worth the effort. Número 9. como Agua para Chocolate. Based on a popular Mexican novel, this top-rated film follows a family's drama through a magical lens, portraying love and betrayal during a time in Mexico's history that's rarely depicted on the big screen. It's over 25 years old, but this typically Mexican film is well worth a watch despite its sometimes difficult vocabulary. The emotional journey of the film's main character, Tita, will keep you on the edge of your sofa and eager to learn more. So we've covered 9 fantastic Spanish language films, but should you watch these movies with subtitles? Well, the big benefit of watching movies in general is to improve your listening skills. And in order to improve your listening skills, a little bit of struggle is essential to the process. It's how you learn. So for this reason, I would avoid ever adding English subtitles when you're watching Spanish language films. Instead, what I would suggest is watching the movie first at least once without any subtitles at all. It might be hard, but that's okay. Your ear is slowly tuning itself into the language. Later, go back and watch the same film again, but this time with Spanish subtitles. Being able to read what you hear in the same language will help you catch more words and improve your comprehension. And every time you go back and watch the same movie, the more you will pick up. I hope these tips are helpful, so now it's time to explore some of the wonderful films that I've recommended in this video. Would you like to learn more about Spanish-speaking culture and traveling around the Spanish-speaking world? If so, we've got more videos for you right here. Subscribe to the channel for more just like this, y nos vemos en el próximo.